Good morning, sweet, sweet Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. Welcome to my channel, Kimberly Ann's Kaleidoscope. Like, subscribe, and share. Help me go viral. Bless me, and you shall be blessed. I looked within my tube to find a magical Kimberly Ann's Kaleidoscope in my mind. Give me 1 second. I need to adjust this phone. There we go. I think that's a little better. All right. So looking at today, what came to me last night, how to improve your mood physically, in the physical, and combining it or reflecting, corresponding spiritually. Improving your mood physically involves releasing endorphins through exercise, eating nutritious foods, and practicing calming techniques like deep breathing or yoga. These actions boost energy and reduce stress, which corresponds spiritually by enhancing presence, fostering gratitude, and fostering a deeper connection with oneself and the world. And I think this is important because we get so busy, in adulthood, doing all the duties and the responsibilities and working. And we got all the, like I did when my kids were growing up, and it was just me and my kids, and I basically had to do it all. Now, yes, there was some there for me and were there, and I'm so thankful and grateful. And even though those are passed on, I expressed my gratitude to them. And my love for them. Okay? As God is my witness, I have done that, and glad that I did. Okay? But we lose focus, especially if you really didn't have focus on yourself to begin with. Because somehow or another you thought that was being selfish, But self and selfish is two different meanings. It's two different definitions. Okay? And I think we need to improve ourselves with self-care, self-love, not selfishness. And making sure, because that's a thin line if we're not careful, But I kind of had to learn to do that, as your kids grow up and they move out. You know what I mean? And they spread their wings and they fly. Okay, into their independence, into their lives, right? And that's fine. But then mama, daddy, or whoever you are, like me, I had to go into empty nest as the reality, right? So what did I do? Sure, you cried, you're sad, you have that empty nest syndrome. Because when they start to fly away, it's like, took a piece of my heart, you know what I mean? But no, no, no. Just like you did, just like I did, I spread my wings and I flew. Had to learn lessons, had to learn a journey. Lessons through my individual journey of my choices. Taking responsibility, you know? Learning lessons of life. But, God wants us to be filled with gladness of the heart, to have a joyful life. And you can have that joyful life in staying in God's will for you. Because His will, His way, is the best way. It's the better way. I found a better way. The Goodmans, the Happy Goodman song. Okay? And it is true. That is true. Okay? So I started taking care of myself. I started, okay. My thing was I went to thrift stores. I went shopping frugally, getting more for my money. Loved them to go yard sailing. You know what I mean? Being with some of my besties. Going to work, and work became my social life. That was a part of my social life, right? And family. My aunts, my cousins. And work and my co-workers. And taking care of myself, because that was the time frame. Well, not right then and there, but years later, like 2014. No, I think it was 2015, I began to go through the COPD issue with breathing, shortness of breath, and all that. So 2015 was a life-changing time for me. A life-changing experience for me that year. Made a lot of changes. But getting back to this, and so I had to take my health into consideration. I had to put my mind over matter. Willpower. And I was keeping myself content. Like I said, I love going to the library. I love reading. I love reading of times of old, back in the Victorian era and the Civil War era. Just how people lived, and not just what we see on TV, but actually their way of living stuff, right? Their way of living, day to day, daily stuff, okay? And going out to bingo once or twice a week, I was staying fine, I was staying motivated. But my best time is when I like I said prior in other videos, when I was single. Stayed single, not seeing or dating nobody. But keeping God important in my daily life. And finding myself again. As soon as Satan brought the temptation in, it caused another serpent, another wolf in sheep's clothing, come across my path. That's when everything went wrong again. That's when everything fell apart. It's a lot of drama, a lot of trauma, a lot of head games, a lot of BS. Nah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I am absolutely content being single and celibate. I mean, come on now. I'm 62, y'all. Turning 62 is actually looking at it as a blessing in disguise. Thank God I'm free, free, free from this world of sin. You know what I'm saying? Peace in the valley. God on the mountain, God in the valley. God on the mountain is God in the valley is God on the mountain. You get it? You know what I mean? If you see. Anyway, so looking at this now, getting back to this, physical movement, regular exercise. I'm doing my silver sneaker exercising. Like I said, I go through this every year, people. During the summer, I drop 20, 30 pounds. During the winter, I gain. I'm 4'11". Very prone to gaining. It's been that way all my life. Okay, so summer's coming around. I'll be back out there walking. Anything nearby I can walk to, I'll be walking it. Walking the park, or whatever. Getting that exercise, doing the exercises indoors as well. Implementing those salads again. Good stuff and good fuel for my body. And I'll start dropping. I ain't doing it for nobody but me. Okay? Regular exercise, walking in nature, or yoga. Boost endorphins and reduces stress. This is what the whole wide world needs. Every single one of us. Reduce our stress hormones. Nutritious diet is in. This is what all of the world needs, especially my home country, the United States of America. Nutritious diet. We need to reduce sugar and eat nutrient dense foods like fish, vegetables. Reduces symptoms of depression. We're all victims of depression. We all got something. But this way of dieting, this way of nutrition, reduces the symptoms of depression and increases vitality. Breath work and mindfulness, conscious breathing and mindfulness techniques activate the parasympathetic nervous system to calm the mind. Restorative sleep and touch. Proper rest regulates mood, while practices involving touch, like massaging, can ground the body. Now, spiritual correspondences here. Embodied spirituality, physical movement is seen as a way to connect the body, mind, and spirit, turning physical exercise into a meditative or prayerful experience. Presence and stillness, calm breathing, because we need to be mindful of our breath. We do it naturally, but becoming mindful of the breath. Calm breathing and mindfulness cultivate a sense of inner peace. Sometimes you just got to turn everything off and embrace the silence. Inner peace, allowing for a deeper connection with the present moment and a higher power. Gratitude and purpose. Taking care of your body often leads to gratitude, which acts as a bridge to mental clarity. And see this bridge, and then this bridge. Mental clarity and spiritual fulfillment. Nature connection. Engaging in outdoor exercise, walking, hiking, is a spiritual practice that helps you feel connected to the earth and the environment. These practices show that caring for your body is not just about physical health, but it acts as a doorway to a spiritual well-being, reducing emotional turmoil and allowing a greater sense of peace. It can be tricky to know where to begin for talking about well-being, but the 5 C's of mental health: competence, confidence, connection, character, and caring. offer up a comprehensive framework